Welcome back to another D-Link video. Today we are going to be talking about, prepare yourselves for the longest number in the whole history of D-Link products, the G530 5G NR AX3000. Did I get that right? Router. And I'm going to turn to Phil here, who's going to explain what this beautiful product is does.
So, one of the first questions that you probably will ask, that comes to mind is what does NR means? NR in 5G means new radio, and it allows the device to connect on 5G at a higher speed than the original, when 5G was first introduced. So this router is able to connect to 5G at speeds of up to 3.4 gigabits per second, and that's tremendous, especially if you compare to even pure fiber to the home at the moment, which I think tops out around 1 gigabit.
Mainly about a gigabit.
Yeah.
Some people are lucky enough to have 1.8 available, but
so this is just a
3.4 is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So crazy this is just a standalone router.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for what major purpose is this over sort of other products that you've got?
First thing is it's got integrated SIM card slot in. So all you need to do is basically go out, choose 5G provider of your choice. It's not locked to an operator.
Yeah.
Stick your SIM card in, and it will give you again, like I said, 5G internet speeds of up to 3.4 gigabit per second.
That's great.
On top of that, the device is Wi-Fi 6 AX3000 built-in, so you are able to connect using over the dual band wireless 2.4 and 5 gigahertz with the usual Wi-Fi 6 technologies that we have been quite familiar with nowadays.
A quick question on the SIM card front. The SIM card is so that you can take it around with you and it's mobile.
No. This there's two basic uses for this device. One is as a main connection, and the other is as a failover connection.
Right. Hence the SIM card.
Well, the SIM card is necessary because what this device does is this device doesn't have a modem or a signal coming from BT to translate into a wireless signal.
Right.
The wireless signal for this device comes from the SIM card.
Right.
So it's similar to when you take your phone and put it into hotspot mode and you broadcast
to your
Wi-Fi
other devices.
to your other devices.
Okay.
This device is in
similar
essence,
to that.
a giant hotspot, but this device can either replace your home broadband. So you can use this instead of having
a modem and a router.
And a router. This is your router.
Yeah.
Or you can have it as a backup solution. In our terms, we use the expression failover solution. So if your main broadband connection goes down, this little bad boy kicks into action, and you carry on working, streaming.
I like the idea of this very much. Because it minimises devices in my house, because I hate multiple devices like modems, routers. If I can just have one thing that does it all, that makes me happy. Yeah. And I love the idea that I understand what a SIM card is, and it's just going to go in and it's going to help if anything goes down.
Yes,
it's like quite simple, really, but clever.
Yes, 100%. It's great that you work with D-Link if you don't like having loads of devices, because we make loads of devices, but most people don't. Most people don't want loads of different things for the same thing, and hence why this unit is ostensibly all in one. What you were saying earlier about making it mobile, that would be more the job of a 5G hotspot.
Yeah, but you did say that a minute ago, a bit like a hotspot. It was a bit like a hotspot.
It acts like a mobile hotspot as an analogy, but it needs to be plugged in.
Of course, yeah.
Whereas a hotspot has a lithium-ion battery, which can be recharged and carried around with you.
Yeah.
The other option, which D-Link is working on, is the USB dongle device. And we have a DWM222, which is currently 4G, but we will be working on a 5G version of that coming. So we've got a lot coming in the 5G arena from D-Link. This is just the first of those major products.
I love this. Can I just ask, because we've had so many different shaped designs, is there a sort of a reason why it's got this shape, Phil? Interesting in comparison to sort of...
The way that we design our product is obviously to maximize the orientation of the antenna that sits within the device itself. So unlike a standalone Wi-Fi router, a 5G router will also need to consider how the 5G antennas are mounted within the device in order to maximize the reception as well as the Wi-Fi broadcast for devices to be connected to it.
I see.
One thing that you mentioned about 5G just now, in terms of use cases for devices like this that people might consider a 5G router as opposed to a fixed line broadband.
Yeah.
It's also if you happen to live quite far away from exchanges, your speed will be slow.
Speed drop.
Sorry, far from where?
Telephone exchanges.
Telephone exchanges, where
Okay.
normal broadband
Right.
comes. And even though fiber is being rolled out across the country more and more, it's still pretty much a lottery depending on where you live.
I'm still waiting.
Your neighbor across the street might already have
they do,
fiber,
and I'm still waiting.
but if they're not pulling that fiber onto your street, then you will not benefit from fiber.
Okay.
But 5G, you don't have that problem because as long as there's a 5G coverage, which again, the coverage of 5G is now expanded to majority of the
Even the rural places.
You're not tied down to a fixed line in order to get ultra fast internet speeds.
And I imagine there's a place you can go online and actually check whether you've got 5G coverage in your area before you buy something like this to ensure that you've got it right.
5G coverage map.
There you go. Do that
into
beforehand.
Google and have a look, because it might be enabled with one provider and it might not be enabled with another. We're obviously provider neutral. We won't go into all the details, but something like 5G coverage map will tell you if EE, O2, Vodafone are covering your area.
And this will work with any of them. So
and this will work. Okay, that's so good. I really like this product.
Carrying on with Phil there. Phil touched briefly on connectivity, because if you're going to replace your home broadband with a device like this, it's very important that it's mesh. And I'm pleased to announce that this is mesh.
Okay.
And it will come with a very similar designed AX530 unit that will be available to extend the signal further around the home.
Okay.
And that extender will be just a basic AX3000 extension unit, but looks exactly the same, but will probably be a little bit smaller than this unit to be around the home. So this becomes a fully functional mesh solution. And we will have other different speeds and different units available with probably slightly higher specs, because I know this one has 1 gigabit LAN on the back, but we will have versions coming in the future with 2.5 gigabit LANs on the back, so you can take a full advantage of that full 5G speeds.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So the connectivity on the wireless side, as I think I touched upon it earlier, is a Wi-Fi 6 device, AX3000. So it has a combined 2.45 gigahertz wireless speeds of up to 3,000 gigabit per second.
Yep.
It supports the wide channel width of 160 megahertz, as well as Wi-Fi 6 technology such as OFDMA. The layman terms, it's a more efficient way to deliver data to multiple devices at the same time. And at the same time, to go with OFDMA, it supports MU-MIMO, which again, just to make it simple, is that the router is able to communicate and transfer data to multiple devices at the same time without having to, having them queued up to talk to the router one by one. And that just allows the Wi-Fi to be, again, faster and more efficient.
Super fast.
So they're sort of working in parallel as opposed to working backlogging.
Every device gets a signal as opposed to being queued up, which was the case in SU-MIMO or SU-MIMO, however you choose to pronounce it, because I call it MU-MIMO, but Phil prefers MU-MIMO, so whatever it is. Also added on, because of the Wi-Fi 6-ness of the unit, WPA3 encryption, so the highest security standards available on your unit. Great for home devices, very good for not allowing people to get onto your home network.
Great.
So everything that you expect in a Wi-Fi 6 unit is there, and obviously the extension will continue around the house, because the devices that choose to extend this will also be Wi-Fi 6.
Amazing.
It also has its own app.
Oh, great.
So D-Link will be introducing a new app for its 5G home solutions called the Falcon app.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be dead simple and very easy to install and manage your home network with a dedicated app.
Great.
For the system.
That sounds fantastic.
As I mentioned, because the device, frees you from having to have a fixed line internet. These mobile routers are very, very useful for things like holiday parks, caravans, even we've heard them being used on things like boats. As long as there is a 5G signal, you are able to set up internet connection for all your devices as if you are at home.
Could you use this in an aeroplane?
Unlikely, because 5G signals are...
Just double checking.
It feels spot on, even on a boat, because even if 5G isn't enabled, it will switch to 4G. Because 4G is pretty much everywhere, so it will just switch between the bands and get you the best signal available. So even if you move from a 5G area to a 4G area because you're sailing down the Thames, for instance, you'll still get a great signal. It will just be 4G rather than 5G.
That's very cool.
And the other area where this device is absolutely brilliant for, because Phil's right to point out, you just pick it up, take the plug, and you move to your next home with it. So if you're a home renter and you move into a house for 6 months and that house doesn't have fibre or any sort of internet connection, this is absolutely brilliant, because you buy this device and you hook yourself up with a SIM card on a month-to-month basis, and if you're only living there for 6 months, you only pay for 6 months worth of internet access via 5G on your SIM card. Most ISPs will tie you down for a year, if not 18 months. So when you leave that rental place, you're left with a breach of contract, and you probably have to pay.
Probably good for students, right?
There's so many different uses. It's a great solution for people who move around, who have holiday homes, pop-up business, a food truck.
Food truck,
something like that. And as Phil puts, the boat scenario, absolutely brilliant uses for it. So there's so many different ways in which this can be better than fixed line internet.
That's so cool. So I suppose the burning question is, when's it available? Where's it available? And do we know the price?
Price. This should be available within the next few weeks or so, probably at the time of filming, probably by the time that this video comes out, it will probably be available.
Great.
So we're looking at November for the release date.
Fantastic.
To get this out on the streets.
List
price will be around £300, but I'm sure that there will be
Black
special
Friday
prices
deals?
up, Black Friday deals, and all those kind of things on Amazon and all other good e-tailers out there.
Fantastic. Perfect little present for Christmas.
I'd like to get one.
I would like one too.
Take one with you on your Christmas holiday.
On the boat.
Exactly, on our super yacht. Okay, so that's it for today's little tech spot. And thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.